Well, hi and welcome back to the last video from me for 2020. And I decided it's taken me probably 3 or 4 weeks to put this together because I wanted to spend a bit of time and just selecting my top 12 shots for 2020. So this is my landscape photography shot of the year. For me, photography is just all about memories and capturing moments in time. Whether that's a wedding, whether it's a stage performance, whether it's a landscape photo, and capturing it in the right light. If it's with a person, it's with the right expression. With a landscape scene, it's with the right light and the right scene and the right composition. So these are, in terms of my landscape shots for 2020, the top 12 of the year. We're going to start back in January. Back in January 2020, we had probably the worst bushfires recorded in Australian history. It affected the whole country, and we lost a lot of bushland, we lost a lot of wildlife. From a photography perspective, I got a little bit lucky because I did a shot down at Cathedral Rocks, down about an hour and a half south of Sydney, and we did a sunrise shoot there. And the reason I was lucky was because the smoke from the bushfires was moving out to sea the day that we did this shot. So it's nice to have a little upside to all the devastation that happened in January 2020. It meant that the smoke itself was lit up, it was sort of backlit by the sun, and it gave this incredible sort of pinky sky that just is not something that you'd normally see. So first shot, or number 12, coming in at number 12, is going to be Cathedral Rocks, and this was a sunrise shot there. Enjoy. Okay, so coming in at number 11, February 2020, we decided to, myself and a couple of good photographer friends, camped in the national park, the Royal National Park south of Sydney. We stayed overnight, we got up super early, and we walked for quite a few kilometers. I think we walked sort of 5 beaches south from the campsite to get to an area called Figure 8 Pools. Now this involved us getting lost for about 40 minutes in the pitch black. There was deer running around, there were kangaroos around, it was pitch black, we had no idea where we were going. It's all about the adventure. Eventually we made it. It wasn't the best sunrise at Figure 8 Pools, and you have to be very, very careful at Figure 8 Pools because you have to shoot at very low tide. If you have even half a tide or a rising tide, you have to get out of there because it's really quite a dangerous spot. We picked the right conditions. We didn't get the best light, however, we did get some drama in the sky. So we got a sunrise with some very cloudy skies, which gave us some drama and a bit of a character to the shot. So this was my pick of the shot from February, Figure 8 Pools, south of Sydney. Enjoy it. Okay, so coming in at number 10 of my photography shots for 2020. Back in March of 2020, we were actually on an overseas trip when the global pandemic was called by the World Health Organization. I think it was called on the March 11th. We ended up spending 1 weekend in Scotland before having to fly back to Australia. And on that 1 weekend, I was hosted by my good friend Scott Masterton in Edinburgh for 1 day in Glencoe in Scotland. We had the most epic day of photography. One of those days where you've planned for months and months and months all these shots that you want to get, and the 1 day I ended up being in Scotland was a really nice day of conditions. Great weather, great light, so this shot is it's called Black Rock Cottage. Right there in Glencoe, behind the cottage is the Buchel Etive Moor, one of the most famous mountains in Scotland. The hill I wanted to climb was on the right of that. It's just out of picture. It's called Benacrulist, and you get a great shot of the Bucho, the mountain there from Benacrulist. I couldn't go up Benacrulist, unfortunately, so that's on the list for next time. But this shot I had planned for a long time, and was over the moon when I was actually able to capture that memory with some nice conditions. Black Rock Cottage, number 10 on the list. Enjoy. Okay, so coming in at number 9 for April of 2020. April, May, June, July are very good galaxy months in Australia. So April we managed to make our way to Longreef, and Longreef, one of the northern beaches of Sydney, has this amazing winding pathway that heads all the way down to the beach, goes off into the distance. We set our cameras at the top of that stairwell and just looked in awe at the Milky Way up high in the sky on a clear night in Sydney. It was just amazing to stand there and look at this thing. So amazing, you forget to hit the shutter button sometimes to take the picture. So coming in at number 9 for April, Longreef with a Milky Way galaxy shot. Check it out. Okay, so coming in at number 8, we're back in May of 2020. I've been here a few times and just didn't get the right conditions for this shot, and this particular morning, everything kind of worked. The light was nice, the sky was a beautiful color. I managed to capture this shot with a couple sitting. If you look closely at this shot, you might see a couple sitting on the rocks just in the distance on top of the cliffs. They were kind enough to sit there for I think the 15 or 20 seconds that I took the shot, didn't move, which was really considerate of them, and just managed to get the shot I had been looking for some time. So this is down at Cami Botany Bay National Park on the south side of Sydney again, in May of last year. So coming at number 8, check this one out. Okay, so number 7, coming in at number 7 for June 2020 is a shot from the Richmond lowlands. My friend Manish, I'd never been there before, so a friend of mine, Manish, took us up there one morning, promised us great conditions, and wow, did it deliver. It was just incredible. Richmond lowlands are quite famous for being down near the Hawkesbury River, and in wintertime it gets that sort of misty, foggy condition. And it's become synonymous with the whole area. So this particular morning we got an incredible sunrise. We had so many layers of color in the sky. I managed to set the camera up in a portrait mode and caught the single tree sitting in the misty fog with these incredible conditions behind it. It was quite an easy pick for June. I hope you enjoy it. So check this one out. Okay, so coming in at number 6 is the very first visit I had ever made to Macquarie Pass National Park. We had heard about Macquarie Pass National Park, and it's quite famous for its waterfalls, and I'd never been there. So we decided to make a trip down there, took a group of photographers with us, and ventured out into the park and came across this amazing scene of this whole waterfall. Took a few different shots on the day, but this particular one, which was a much longer timed exposure, gave that sort of milky, silky feel to the actual flow of the water itself. Managed to get up on the side of the waterfall, sort of looking down at the waterfall, and put I think it was a 6-stop ND filter in there to get that extended shutter time. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. This is coming in at number 6 for July 2020, Macquarie Pass National Park. Check it out. Don't you love Sydney Harbour? Sitting here, there's people paddling past in canoes, there's fishing boats coming in from a morning's fishing out to the fish markets here. Some of the new buildings in Barangaroo in front of me. What an incredible place. Anyway, so coming in at number 5 in August of 2020, we made a trip down to, it's a 5-hour trip down south of Sydney to a little town of Bermagui. And in Bermagui there's 2 famous spots to photograph down there. One is Camel Rock and one is Horsehead Rock. Horsehead Rock for obvious reasons, it looks like a horse's head. And Camel Rock looks like a camel from one angle. From the other angle it looks like this very dramatic, very volcanic and quite incredible to shoot. So this particular one I managed to get back from the rock itself and catch the bay. It was in the morning, so the light was just really amazing hitting the rock itself. Very dramatic sky. I just loved the shot from the detail that came out in the shot and from the light in particular. So one of those memories that you love to look back on from August 2020, coming at number 5, Camel Rock. Enjoy. So coming in at number 4, September 2020. My good friend Graham had shot canola fields before. I had never shot canola fields. So we took a trip out west of Sydney, over the Blue Mountains and turned to the south, and you come to Cowra. Graham was able to show me all the tricks of the trade when you shoot canola fields, one of which in particular is to get high and shoot down on them so that you're not shooting all the green stalks at the bottom of the canola. And you get that beautiful colour bomb. It's just quite incredible, the intensity of that yellow colour that comes off the canola when it's in bloom. Then it's just a matter of finding the right composition with the right subject material, and the rest is all done by canola fields. So coming in at number 4 for September 2020, Cowra canola fields. Enjoy. Okay, so coming in at number 3, this was a dead heat for number 3. We've got 2 here. I couldn't decide between them. You can decide for me. In October, we made a couple of trips to the Blue Mountains west of Sydney and found 2 canyons to shoot. Never shot canyons before. This was a first for me as well. Again, it was a lot of research to find these places and make sure we had the right conditions, the right time of day to get the light in the right spot. A bit of a hike to get to them, but wow, doesn't it pay off when you do your research, you get down there, the conditions are right, and it just makes the shot all the better. So 2 canyons in the Blue Mountains, both canyons that you can walk to. A lot of the canyons up there you have to swim to. Water and cameras are not too friendly with each other, so these ones we could actually walk to, and just incredible memories once again. So coming in at equal place 3, we have 2 here, canyons in the Blue Mountains. Check it out. Okay, now we're in November, and this is where it's starting to get tough, because you look through all your shots and you think, oh my goodness, how could I not show you this shot? How could I not put this one up? How do I delete this one, or how do I not put this one in? So in November we have a 3-way tie. I know it's cheating, but anyway, we've got 3 shots to show you. One from Crescent Head, which was a recent trip I made there. I had to put this in because this was such a unique shot that it was worth sharing. It was on a recent blog, so you may have seen this previously. Another one from Sydney Harbour. Sydney Harbour has to get in the Shot of the Year video, of course. And another one from Macquarie Pass National Park, which took a little bit of finding and getting these conditions. But once I sat in this secret cave, wow, it was just an incredible place to be. So 3 shots for you here. Enjoy. Okay, we still haven't got to shot of the year yet, but we're in December, and December again, it's a three-way tie. So I'm going to throw another three in here, just for fun. The first one is a different look at the Opera House, looking quite elegant in the chaos that is Sydney. I quite liked the shot and I thought it was worth sharing with you. Secondly is a shot of the Harbour Bridge, which you don't often see, and again at a different angle, shot at night, a few light trails leading up to the bridge, and the flags standing quite proud, although it was quite a windy night. It was just interesting how a long exposure for those light trails gave me the flags actually standing, and it's all one shot, it was quite interesting. And the third shot was only taken about 3 nights ago in Sydney Harbour. It was the most incredible sunset I've seen over Sydney Harbour. It was one of those evenings where the forecast said 100% high clouds. That's the good stuff, high clouds. And the high clouds actually paid off. So I managed to get an 11-shot pano from Mrs. Macquarie's chair right across the whole city with this sky which is on fire. I also got a time lapse showing the whole scene as well, but we won't put the time lapse up today. Here's the 3 shots for you from December. Shot of the year coming soon. Check it out. So finally, we're here. My shot of the year for 2020. 2020 has been a tough year. It's been a very tough year in terms of the pandemic and all the things that go with it, in terms of border closures and travel and all the difficulties that come with this COVID-19 pandemic. It's also been a great year in terms of some of the shots we managed to get, in terms of the conditions we've had and some of the new places I've managed to visit. So a terrible year, a great year. For the shot of the year that I've chosen for 2020, this was a no-brainer for me. Since I have to tell you the backstory on this, and I'll try to keep it not too long, but you need to understand the backstory. Since I was a kid, I've been fascinated with the pyramids of Egypt and the ancient history of Egypt. Egypt for me it always felt like there was 2 civilizations in Egypt. It felt like there was a civilization in the north that built these megalithic structures, these enormous structures from rocks that were tons and tons to move around. How can they move 100-ton rock into position? And the Great Pyramids are an example of that. There was another civilization that it felt like for me that it was a different civilization in the south of Egypt, which built all these amazing structures, like the Valley of the Kings and all these amazing temples that were built by the pharaohs. We had a great guide in Egypt, Mohammed Al-Fai, who is extremely knowledgeable, and you could ask him any question on any of these subjects over there, and he had a depth of knowledge which was unsurpassed. Anyway, so we arrive in Cairo. The pandemic's called on the 11th of March. We arrived in Cairo, I think it's the 17th of March. The Egyptian government's decided to close the border and close Cairo airport on the 19th of March. So we've got sort of a day and a half to organise flights out. Everyone's leaving. We managed to get a flight on the morning of the 19th to the UK for my weekend in Scotland. And I asked my guide if he could organise 2 horses and a guide to take us onto the Giza Plateau, where the pyramids are, of course, on that last day. Now, the Giza Plateau is normally full of people. There's normally people everywhere on the Giza Plateau. We had the place completely to ourselves. It was spooky, it was unique, it was quite incredible to ride around the Giza Plateau and there's no one around. It felt like we had wound the clock back 5,000 years and there's no one around. I had been for months on, I'm sure you do it as well, you go to Google Maps and you find out exactly where you need to be with the right conditions to line everything up. I knew exactly where I needed to be, so I said to the guide, take me here. We go around here on our horses. He was on a camel. And we get to that point and he said, no, you're not supposed to go up on the hill. I said, watch me, I'm going up on the hill. So we left the horses, I go up on the hill with my tripod on my bag, set the camera up, and then the Egyptian police came over, and I had to make a contribution to his favorite charity, so he left me for a while. I've set the camera up and there's no one in this shot. So in this shot you'll see the Great Pyramid of Giza, Khufu's pyramid. You'll see Khafre's pyramid in the center there with the capstones on the top of the pyramid, the casing stones on top of the pyramid there, and you'll see Menkaures, which is the closest, the smaller of the three pyramids, closest to the camera, and you'll see the three satellite pyramids in the shot as well. Just as I've taken this shot, two guys in camels came walking past. I could have cried. This was, I couldn't have written this, you know, I couldn't have rehearsed this. They've walked right past me on camels. It felt like I was back 5,000 years ago shooting guys on camels with the pyramids. No one else in the shot. I've hardly done anything to the shot in post. We had unbelievable conditions. The sky was nice, the light was good. My shot of the year for 2020 is one of those memories that you take away. I'll print this and put it on a wall somewhere. Hope you enjoy it. The shot for 2020, check it out. Well, that's it, we're done. 2020 shot of the year. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you liked any of the other shots, let me know in the comments. Maybe you had your own favorite from the shots throughout the year. I got lots more coming your way in 2021. I've already got a couple of videos in the can from our trip up the north coast in New South Wales. There's more waterfalls coming your way from that trip as well, so they'll be coming up soon. So subscribe to the channel, ring the little bell next to that subscribe button, and it'll alert you anytime these videos go online. We're done. Hope you have a great new year. Charge your batteries, get out there, take some shots. It's all about memories and getting nice conditions and taking some shots. Okay, have a good one. See you next year. Cheers.